Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will basically show you a free alternative to Google Maps autocomplete API and also Google Maps direction API, which allows you to calculate the time and distance between two locations, two addresses. So I have also made a online tool on my website, which is a tool-based website, freemediatools.com. I have given the link in the description of the video of this tool website. Here you can try out this tool right here, and what this tool does, it allows you to enter the origin location and the destination location, and then it will automatically calculate the time and distance between these two locations. So let's suppose I enter any location right here. I want to India, and then I enter another country, let's suppose Australia. So now it will calculate these distance between these two locations. Click on the button calculate. It will show you the distance in miles, kilometer, and the duration of time. So if you want to travel between these two countries, you will approximately 99 hours. Distance kilometers, you will see 7,993 kilometers, and in miles it is 49 miles. So you can try out for different any country. So let's suppose I can also cross check simply typing India to Australia distance on Google. So if you just type this, you will see that for around about this is 7,988 kilometer exactly. You will see these two values matches right here, but we are printing right here as well. So it is exact value, we are calculating it, and we are not using any sort of API for this. So it is completely free, guys. We are using Python for doing this. I have written a module which automatically scrapes or basically do this process in the background, and we are actually using these two scripts, two magic scripts, which allows you to distance calculator and address autocomplete. So I have written this script manually by myself to actually do this automatically for you. You just need to call this Python script, and then it will return you this information, which is distance in kilometer, miles, and the duration. You can try out for any country. Let's suppose I change. It also works with addresses, local addresses as well. Let's suppose I write any location, which is Patel Nagar, and it's a district in Delhi. And if I write here any other location, you just need to attach Delhi here. You can even add your full address as well. If you have a full address, you can even write that also. And now you can see that it will exactly tell you this is a district which is there in Delhi. So these two districts are there, and it will tell you 7 miles and only 11 kilometer, and it will take roughly around 14 minutes. You can even cross verify. Let's suppose I say it is in Delhi, and so it will just tell you. Let me just type here distance, and now you can see that it will roughly 15 kilometer, and roughly it is correct value 15 round about 11. So roughly it is correct, guys, and this is the time and distance calculator. You can even try out from yourself as well by going to the description of the video. You can check out the tool website. I will be showing you how I made this tool website in this video. So all the source code, guys, with full directory structure is given in the description of the video. If you want this tool website, if you want this specific tool and the full source code, full working code, and with this directory structure, you can go to the description. You can purchase it from PayPal in United States dollar or in Stripe in Indian rupees. So both the payment links are given, and I will now show you how I call this Python script in my HTML code. And then I will, first of all, you need two modules, which is npm express. This is only the module that you will need. We will initialize a simple Node.js Express application. Simply install that. Now we will simply show you a demo of these two Python scripts, guys. I will simply call this Python script. Let's suppose Python, and then followed by distance calculator. And distance calculator, I will call this script. And here you need to provide two arguments. First is the from location, and the second is destination location. So as I provide these two locations, it will now return me this object, a JSON object right here, a distance in miles, distance in kilometer, and duration hours. This is exactly, guys, these three properties are returned in the object, and we are basically printing these three properties in the browser itself in the Node.js Express application in my tool website. And this is same goes with the autocomplete as well. So we also have autocomplete as well. The code that I'm giving you, I'm just added a bonus script which allows you to, let's suppose if you enter any sort of address. So if you just write any address here, it will give you automatically suggestions based upon whatever location that you are writing. You will see that. So I developed this script manually. So it is scraping suggestions similar to Google Maps. So whenever you write any location in Google Map, it will need your API key. You need to pay something to the Google Maps API, but this is unlimited. We are actually scraping the things from Google Maps API, and we are actually using this Python script to actually scrape all this auto suggestions will be coming here. You can change the location anywhere. Let's suppose I write any other location. Let me write Texas. So you will basically see it will attach the country name automatically here. So you can basically write any address, any location in the world or anything. So you can say here, don't know much about address here, so you can see that. So now if I write this, you just need to write some correct address, something like this. If you just write here, it will give you these suggestions out there. So now what we need to do, we need to initialize our Express app. So first of all, what I will do is that we will require this Express app dependency. We will make a new Express application, Express. So what I will do, we will start this application on port number 5000, and we will simply say that app is listening on port 5000. After that, we just need to also import one module here which allows you to execute command line inside Python app, which is spawn, which will allow to execute Python code inside our Node.js application. So we will do this, and we will actually create a directory called as public, and here we will store our index.html file. So just create a public folder and just have a index.html file. So here I will show you how I created this. This will be a very simple code. So here, guys, first of all, you just need to include the bootstrap CDN. Just include the CSS bootstrap CDN for this. And after this, we will actually have a simple interface. We will have a base container class or bootstrap, row class of bootstrap, and we will give it a heading in the center position, and we will simply say that time and distance calculator between two locations and address. So it can be free alternative to Google Maps geocoding API, so where you no longer need to apply any other API key. You don't need to go to Google Maps and create a developer account. It's a free alternative to Google Maps, guys, and you can do it unlimited number of times. This is advantage. And after this, we will have a simple form. We will actually give it an ID to this form, which is distance form, and inside this we will have a label, and inside this label we will say that from places we will allow the user to enter the location here in this input type text, and we will attach the bootstrap class form control. ID will be from places, and it should be required, and we will give it a placeholder so that users say enter origin location. Autocomplete, I will set it to off, so that autocomplete off. So if you just reload your application, just type nodemon index.js, it will start the server on port number localhost, port number 5000. You will basically see this is our location. So I will copy this and paste it one more time for the to location, which is destination, and we will say enter destination location. We will here say this will be, you will be giving an ID to it. The ID will be here, two places, so two underscore places. So now there will be two fields out there, origin and destination. So after this, guys, we also need a button which will actually submit the form for us. So just we will actually, after this, we will have a button. So button which will be saying calculate. So button type will be submit. We will attach some bootstrap classes btn primary. So this will be a blue color button, calculate. So after this, we will actually be having a div which will be having a class of result. Here we will show the result to the user in the form of a table. And now after this, we will actually write our JavaScript code in the script.js file. So just create a file here in the public folder script.js. So here we will actually create JavaScript code. So just inside your, before you include the file, include the jQuery CDN. Just simply copy this, paste it here. And now inside JavaScript code, we will have document ready function of jQuery. So when all the elements are loaded, we just need to bind a onSubmit event handler to the form element. So we have given the form a ID, which is distance underscore form. So there is a submit event handler. So when the form submits, this function will automatically execute. So we can first of all prevent the auto behavior of the form, e.prevent default, and then we will get whatever values the user has written using the ID, origin.val, and the destination. So we are getting these origin and destination from and to value, and here we will actually make a AJAX call to the backend API in Express. So how to do that? It's very easy in jQuery. $. Either get or post. Here we are making a get call to the backend API, which is calculate distance. So we need to make this request in the backend, and here we will provide it data, provide two properties, which is origin. We will pass the origin value and the destination property. These two things we will pass it to the backend API as arguments, and then the third, it will be a callback function which will be appearing once the request is completed, and we can simply console log data just to cross verify if it is successful or not. Now we just need to actually make this backend request, which is calculate distance. So here we will actually make this request app.get calculate distance and request response, and here we will extract the origin and destination that we passed using request.query parameter in Express. We are destructuring it, the two values that we have passed in the JavaScript right here. And after this, guys, we need to now run the Python script, which will automatically do the process for us. So here we will actually make use of spawn module, and we will provide Python here. It should have Python installed on your computer, guys, before you execute that. I already have Python installed, and inside square brackets I will give the script name, which is distance calculator .py, and then we provide the argument to the script origin and destination. So these three arguments, first argument is arguably the name of the script, indexing start from 0. This is the first argument. The second argument is the origin destination address. So this is a third argument, this is a second, this is third. So after we do this, there are various events that we can attach to this. So there are various events we can attach it by using the on function, and one such event is called as the data. So once we got some data from the Python script, we will actually use a try catch block to actually try catch block error, and we will actually now say distance info, and we will use json.parse here and convert the data to a string. So there is a function available in JavaScript to actually convert the data to a string. After that, we will send this to the client using a JSON, response.json and distance info. That's all. So if any sort of error take place in that catch block, we will simply return a 500 response that an error occurred while calculated distance. So now if I cross check, guys, if I now enter, let's suppose I enter Delhi as the from distance and Tokyo, these are two cities, click on calculate, and now what will happen here, it will actually execute the Python script, and hopefully let me see first of all if it is printed out console log origin and destination. Calculate distance script.js calculate, it's okay. Let me just refresh now. Right, Delhi, Tokyo, click calculate. So the values, if you see, it is coming out undefined. So we need to fix this. Why it is coming undefined? I need to fix this value in the script.origin destination. Let me check if I have given the IDs to this. You can see, guys, I haven't. This is, you have given these ID which is from places, not origin, not destination. So I just need to change this from places to places. So just change this and now you will get your error fixed. Write Delhi here and then Tokyo. Click on calculate and you will actually get a JSON response back to your. So you will see that Delhi, Tokyo is printed out. But this script, if I just write here distance calculator .py, and we are basically origin and destination python process.on. Let me just console log the data here just to cross verify if it is working. Sometimes, guys, in programming errors can take place. Just wait. Sorry guys, the script is working, but I have attached a wrong thing right here. Python process, this is not on, this is standard output. Dot standard output dot on. This is the correct way. And just make this slight change here. This was the error. Just put standard out. So if you just refresh now, refresh your application. Just write the Delhi to Tokyo, click on calculate, and basically in the browser you will actually see an object returning to us distance miles, distance kilometer, and duration hours. These three things will be returning from the Python script. Now we simply need to display these three things in the table like structure. How we can do that? It's very easy. Now we have got this JSON response in the script. So we will actually now display this information. So now to display this information, we will actually uh, create a table here. So just write here, instead of console logging it, we will have a table HTML. We will use a backtick symbol to write multiple lines of HTML code, and we will simply write a table. We will attach a bootstrap class table bordered margin top 4. We'll close the table tag. You will see that. So inside this table tag, we will have table row. Sorry, first of all, we will have table head tag. And we will have 3 headings out there. First is distance miles. Distance kilometer, and close this. Duration hours. And in the table body tag here, we will have basically we will print out these 3 details out there which we are extracting. So in the table data here, we will use dollar symbol curly brackets, and we will say that data dot distance underscore miles. This will be data dot distance underscore kilometer. And lastly, for the duration time, data dot duration underscore hours, like this. So you can format your document. So this will be the thing, and after doing this, we just need to add this to the DOM. So we can simply add this to the element. We have given result ID. You can say HTML table HTML. So if you just refresh now, click on calculate, it will display this inside a table like structure. Object is returned here. Let me see why it is not attaching. If you see, we have given a ID to this, which is result here. Just wait, let me write this. All the source code is given, guys, in the description, so no worry about it. And if I just refresh now, now you can see that, guys, the information is printed out. This is the distance in miles, kilometer, duration, hours. We are actually getting this. You can change this country to any country. You can do it multiple unlimited number of times. There is no restriction about this. And because we are fetching this data from the internet directly, so there is no API involved right here, so that it will limit your access. You can do it unlimited number of time. You can deploy this inside your own website, and after you purchase these 2 magic scripts, which will automatically do the task for us, just need to deploy them inside your hosting. That's all. Now we will tackle the second scenario, how to integrate the autocomplete. As I type the address, I need to integrate the autocomplete suggestions, which will automatically come once you type. So what we can do is that we can attach a on type event handler. So we have this event fields out there. We can attach a special event which is input. So whenever you type something in the input field, these suggestions will come similar to Google Map. So we will write a function which is fetch autocomplete suggestions. We'll pass the reference and the ID in from suggestions. So what I need to do, we need to add something in the HTML as well. So we will do it same for the two places as well. So here we are also attaching an input event handler, just calling the same function. And now in the HTML, we just need to add this slight code here for the suggestions to come here. This will be a simple or unordered list just after the input field. So right here, just after your input field, just below this, you just need to attach them. It's an unordered list. We have given an ID to it of from suggestions, and we have given the list group class a bootstrap. Similar thing, we will do it for the two suggestions as well. So simply copy this, paste it right here. That's all. So after doing this, we just need to write this function, which will be a function responsible for, we will write this function fetch autocomplete suggestions, and it will get the reference of the input field and the suggestions list suggestion list DOM element. So here we will simply say here, which is, we will get the reference to the input field pass by get the value, and we will simply limit the access if basically the length of whatever that you're writing is greater than or equal to 6. In that case, we will show the suggestion. Now to show the suggestion, we will again make a AJAX call to the backend API, which will be located at this endpoint, which is address autocomplete. And here we will actually pass the query as our data. Again, we are making a get request, passing the data, and in the callback function, we will actually receive the suggestions. We will, in the callback, we will simply attach those suggestions, suggestion list dot. First of all, we will empty out the previous suggestions, and then we will say data for each. So, but you can even do that. If you don't want to delete the previous suggestions, you can uncomment this line, and you can even attach here autocomplete as well. Let's suppose I turn on autocomplete so that you no longer need to every time fetch the same autocomplete suggestions. This will be a far better approach. So what you can do, we can use a for each loop for looping through all the suggestions, data for each, and for each suggestion, so what we can do for each suggestion, we can have suggestion list dot append. We will append this HTML, which is li tag. We will give it a class of list group item, which is a bootstrap class, and suggestion class as well. So we will attach this dynamically, which is the suggestion. Close the list item. That's all. That's all that we need to do in the front end. Now we just need to make this request in the back end, which is address autocomplete. Again, this will be the same code. We will simply copy this. We will, in this case, we need to call the second Python script, which is just change the to address autocomplete. Here we will actually extract the query, request.query, and this time the script name is address autocomplete .py, and we will attach our query. The process will remain the same, and this time this will be suggestions. We will pass it as a JSON response. We'll convert this to suggestions JSON parse. Again, this will be the same, and we are returning this JSON as a JSON, the number of suggestions. So now if you just refresh, guys, if you just type number of characters exceeds 6 characters, let's suppose, you will actually have a suggestions right here. You will see that now we have these suggestions out there appearing right here, one after the other. And same goes to this also. Let's suppose I write here, you will see that all these suggestions will appear, and you can click any of these suggestions to basically do this. So what we can do is that we can attach an on click to these suggestions. So whenever you click them, so we can handle click on suggestions. It's a very simple code. So now just go to your script.js right here. Inside the on click, we can attach document on click. We are given a suggestion class to all the suggestions, so we are basically targeting this inside jQuery. So whenever we click on these elements having a suggestion class, what we need to do is that suggestion text, you just need to enter automatically that text selected in the input field, this.text, and then we will simply attach it to the parent. So this.closest dot form group. So we will attach it to the input field dot find input, and we will attach it to the value. So the value suggestion text, this dot closest list group. So I will not do this. So if you just do that, basically what will happen here, so if you see that it is say that input is not defined, this dot text form find input, just paste this here. So now you can see automatically it has been written, and let's suppose I write here Texas. You can see, click on calculate now, and now it will show you the distance here. So automatically autocomplete suggestions are there. You can change this also. Let's suppose I write here, you can select this, click on calculate. Now it will calculate the this thing as well. You can change to, let's suppose, Kenya. Suggestion coming, click on calculate. So this value will update, you will see that. So you can try out my tool as well. The link is given, guys, in the description. Before purchasing it, you will get these two magic scripts of Python, which will actually calculate the distance between two locations and also give you these address autocomplete as well. If you don't want if you want a free alternative to the Google Map alternative, this is lifetime access, guys. You can try out unlimited number of time. These two scripts I have written manually, and thank you very much, and you can try out my tool as well. The link is given in the description before purchasing it. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I will be seeing you in the next video.